I shall put on my crown. This is my official crown. Ow! Look at that gark right there. I couldn't sing up. I tried. I have a great voice. I'm a great driver. Norman Sox Spalding Verbal in the broadcasting. Last remaining monarch, King of the Jews. King of the Jews. Why do I say that? Because it's so. Have you ever known the King of the Jews not to get recognized in its own day? You know what they're calling the Messiah? Their king. You know why? By law, Jews have to have a king. It's not Israel. Jews have to have a king. That bloodline, that living. And they don't need a territory. That dream of Abraham has to have a king. Because of the virtue of it, the diversity of it. So, as a result, by the way, that king has to be anointed, and they'll know that king when it comes. There's no reigning government anoints the king. They'll know the king. And another thing, the king is not a consistent factor with the Jews. Why? Why do they need a consistent king? Why? They have enough wit. They don't need a king consistently. It's more like a cross-examining than a government. What is government? Your own integrity. What's democracy? It's integrity. It's virtue. It lives. It sets up a republican government. Does the earth already have a republican government? Does it? Well, does it? And when you're a king, why? I mean, to you it's a win-win deal. Say you're the last remaining monarch for the whole planet, and there's a republican government. What would you do? Demand sovereignty for yourself to have the last say-so? When the republican government does a better job of that if you did have the last say-so? The republican government gets the citizens living among themselves, not needing you at all for what you want to get done. Would you butt in? I'm not stupid. I don't mind that. I don't need reputation. I want humans to have reputation. I want the integrity of the situation to have reputation. Not me. Once I get reputation, take their eyes off what they have to do, and that's the integrity themselves. I want them to have a reputation among themselves. Well, not me. That picks up all the slack. That takes all the forward we go. That's curious. That's inclusive. That's human. That's this planet. I don't argue with that. Nope. I'm a monarch. That's right down my alley. Got it? That's how I know I'm not monarch. That's my guts. I understand it. And I stand. Thanks to the United States. I find it priceless. And I'll call my people from here. Everywhere. Not to here. To where they're at. To live. And contribute. Especially on the Sabbath. What would you do when they shall? Would you follow? When all the Jews on the Sabbath contributed, would you know what to do? Would you call that a violation? You think it's a privilege to pay tax? What when humans realize that tax has to come from surplus and damn few accomplish it, and only surplus pays tax? If you get paid from the expending of tax, can you tax that? When people spend tax money, can you tax that? Call it tax. Why not? They don't get taxed when they work for tax money, and they don't vote either, because they're in a conflict of interest. Even those that are part of lobbying that effort. When you get paid from writing off taxes, and in lieu of paying tax, they pay you, you don't pay tax on that. No. That's the same as getting paid from tax. Only, you don't vote either, because you're in conflict of interest. I mean, you'll set that thing up again where it just goes round and round, won't you? So it's a privilege to only the surplus prosperous. Those that have surplus, those that really prospered, pay a tax. Well, how would you figure out what is surplus? That becomes another question, other than taxing the expenditure of tax. We've already got those separated. You don't pay tax, you don't vote. Now let's talk about those that aren't included in that do not accomplish a surplus. They were too stupid to take this currency and prosper with it. Some, though, have been wise enough to take the currency and prosper and have a surplus. Where is that difference between those that failed to have a surplus and those that accomplished to have a surplus? Better upload this and we'll get back. You can only tax a surplus.